Hello everyone, it's King Sloth back again with another reaction video. Today we're reacting to the US Special Forces as they fight for their life in Tongo as they get ambushed. I believe it was 8 Special Forces and a couple of African soldiers, and they got ambushed, and I'm guessing it was absolute carnage, but someone's released a video going over everything and it's got actual raw footage of what's going on. I feel like it's really good to just... It's been a while since I've reacted to any like American Special Forces, so I fancy doing a quick one. But anyway, if you are new to this channel, my name's King Sloth. I was in the British Army for just under 7 years and recently transferred across to the Royal Air Force. Just fancied a change. It's something different. It's very interesting. We're aiming for 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're also aiming for 10 likes on this video, so if you can smash that out, it'd be absolutely amazing. I thank you all so much. You can also become a member of the channel down below by clicking the link. You then get exclusive videos from me throughout the month. You also get insight into month by month basis of what's going to be happening that month, such as the fitness challenge, which I'll be doing, which is going to be coming out the last day of February. It will be out, hoping to see some good results. I'm praying for good results, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, you know what? Let's get into it. Headset on. Let's get locked in.
On October 4th, 2017, 8 heavily armed pickup trucks left the village of Tongo Tongo in Niger, West Africa. They were several U.S. Special Forces and African soldiers in search of Dundu Shefu, a high-ranking IS leader in the region.
Okay, so it's 7 Special Forces,
later,
not 8.
Special Forces were ambushed and became the hunted themselves.
Jesus Christ.
Tragic events in which the Green Berets fought for their lives on their own became known as the Tongo Tongo ambush.
There.
As soon as
you can see there, literally, already, they are in, like, dead ground. You've got stuff at either side. Obviously, the vehicles have got to get through. You're literally... you're a walking target, really. You're a walking target, especially when there's 8 pickup trucks. You're not exactly the small side. If they took out the front and the back, things become a lot more difficult.
Convoy left the village. The rear vehicles came under enemy fire from a well-prepared ambush. The fire was weak at first, but became stronger as they reached a small forest. To counter the enemy, the soldiers halted and dismounted under covering fire. The team leader of the Green Berets then formed a squad with 4 Nigerian soldiers and engaged the enemy forces, killing 4 insurgents. Once the threat was eliminated, however, they noticed something far more concerning. The gunmen they had just engaged were only the tip of the enemy forces.
Oh, Jesus.
Behind them, nearly 100 more enemies were advancing on motorcycles and pickup trucks, equipped with machine guns, mortars, and other heavy weapons.
Okay, inside that point, you're thinking, okay, there's no more gunfire. There's no more gunfire. We've done it. We cleared the ambush. Good. Walk a bit further on, see if there's anything, and probably seeing the smoke coming towards you and hearing the bikes, you're like, fuck, this is going to be a tough one. Will we make it out of here? You instantly start going to... You switch off almost from rational thinking to a military mind. You're like, okay, we get to this position, get set up, get this done, that done. And you just hope for the best. That's all you can do. But obviously, I'd expect the Green Berets to be doing really, really well. I don't expect the Nigerian soldiers to do as well, because I think they're not as well trained as obviously the American Special Forces. Let's get in them to nationalize to work together well to live.
The team leader, recognizing the danger, ran back to the convoy and ordered his soldiers to withdraw as quickly as possible. However, since most of the forces were spread out, the evasion was delayed and uncoordinated.
Oh, God.
Therefore, 3 Green Berets, who had previously covered the withdrawal of their comrades, suddenly found themselves alone on the battlefield. They were Brian Black,
3 left,
Jeremiah Johnson, and Dustin Wright.
Dustin.
The 3 special forces now faced nearly 100 enemies and had no heavy weapons or air support available. Following the principle of fire,
instant panic. As soon as you've got no air support,
enemy, but the IS
you're
fighters
panicking.
were too fast and too many. Despite the Green Berets' accurate defensive fire, they were getting closer and closer. Every yard gained allowed the enemy to engage the special forces even more effectively.
Especially when you got...
Brian Black was the first soldier to be hit as he ran alongside the rolling vehicle to provide covering fire for his comrades.
As soon as you...
died instantly.
Okay. I was like, as soon as you get hit as well, the instinct is, I've got to save him. I've got to save him. So you instantly start thinking more. You'd be getting the shots off, trying to get the insurgents pinned down. Then you're looking at your friend, being like, "Fuck, okay." Oh, and if I then help him, that's another person down. No, another person not firing. I guess you sort of have to wait up. You keep fighting until it's safe to help. As horrible as that sounds, like we were taught, like they could be screaming at you. They could be screaming, but you've got to get to a state of the fight where it is safe to help. You can't just be like, "Okay, lads, you take the burden, I'm gonna help him out." Because in reality, if what happens if both of them reload at the same time, then no one's firing at all.
Johnson and Wright returned fire before pulling Black into cover behind the vehicle. But as the enemies got closer, both realized they would be overrun at any moment.
Yeah, that's
Within seconds, they made the difficult decision to leave their fallen comrade behind.
They have no choice.
For their lives.
Have no
In
choice.
an open step, they initially managed to escape the hail of enemy bullets, but soon Johnson was hit and fell to the dusty ground. Wright turned and saw Johnson badly wounded lying on the ground, with bullets hitting all around him. He had a chance to escape and perhaps save his life, but decided not to leave his brother to the insurgents.
I respect that. He made the decision, you've made enough distance, we've ran this far, we can keep going. You can look back and you can see if you're shot in a certain area, you can still make it. The mindset, the adrenaline kicks in as well if you've been shot in a certain area. Like, if you get shot, like, your arm, you can like, fuck, it hurts, sort of thing. But you can get picked up and he will scream at you till you're fucking running. And you just get moving as fast as you can.
He then ran back and defended Johnson until he too was hit and went down, badly wounded. According to the Geneva Conventions, the wounded and obviously incapacitated are under protection and must be cared for.
Correct.
In the video footage, Johnson was almost motionless on the ground and could no longer lift a weapon. Since the IS fighters did not agree to the Geneva Convention, nor care about human aspects in war,
oh my
they
God,
came within a few yards and executed both severely wounded men with numerous shots at close range.
Fuck's sake, man.
Staff Sergeant LaDavid Johnson was the fourth American soldier who was killed during the Tongo Tongo ambush. The American and African soldiers who had managed to disengage from the enemy in time took
it breaks you, like, I feel like this almost breaks me. Like, it actually like upsets me thinking. Me guys get taught the Geneva Convention, we went for training, you get taught it regularly. You need to know what it's about. But certain things I don't agree with. There's a lot. I know it's wrong, but in my opinion, the Geneva Convention, if they aren't abiding by it and they're still trying to go against the rules, I don't think in my mind. Obviously, I'd have to stick with it anyway because it is what it is. That's what you've got to agree with. You signed up for that, and you'll stick to it because it's the law. But it's just madness. Thinking they could just walk up to you and be like, you could be there like if it was any other like European country you're at war with, you know, like you're incapacitated, you can't fight anymore. They'll be like, okay, they could actually give you medical treatment. You help them out as well. It sounds bad. You've just been in a massive fight, but same as like prisoners of war, you will give them what they deserve: their water, sleep, food, time for questioning, time for relaxation, time for sleep. That's something you have to do. But people like the IS fighters, that doesn't like collate with them. They're just like, he's injured. Well, he's still breathing. Couple of shots, executing them in the open field. Families at home, they're not fussed.
About 700 yards south of the attack site. Among them was LaDavid Johnson, the team's mechanic. When the group realized they had left 3 comrades behind, they tried to contact the squad by radio, however, to no avail.
Well, yeah, they've all been executed.
4 Green Berets volunteered to run back to the dangerous battlefield to search for the soldiers.
Well played.
After the rescue squad set off, the forces that had just escaped were shot at again. Johnson returned fire with one of the mounted machine guns on the vehicles.
Get them pinned down.
Ammunition ran out. He continued to engage the enemy with his sniper rifle.
Well
The
played.
group was threatened to be surrounded by the enemy again. The team leader had to order an evasion maneuver for the second time.
Get out.
The vehicles
Protect your
began
life.
moving and sped away at top speed to escape the hail of enemy bullets.
Fuck.
In the process, they left Johnson and 2 of the African soldiers.
Oh my
assuming they would
God.
join the convoy in a moment. However, enemy fire became so intense that Johnson was
What?
unable to enter his truck.
Bro, stop leaving people behind. You literally know what's happened to your friends. They're dead. And you think, okay, shit, we left them behind. We won't leave anyone else behind. Second situation, second time it happened again, and you left 3 people behind again. What? Why?
Which had its driver's side facing
Oh
the
my
enemy.
god.
As the insurgents came closer, the 3 soldiers had no choice but to escape on foot across the savannah.
Just sprint.
They ran as fast as they could. The enemies reached the empty pickup truck, recognized the fleeing soldiers, and immediately pursued with their vehicles.
Fuck.
The African soldiers went about 400 yards before they were caught and killed.
Fuck,
David
man.
Johnson, who had tremendous stamina due to his good training, managed
Cool.
to run almost a mile from the enemy before taking up his final stand at a small bush. From here, he fiercely fought off numerous enemies, successfully keeping them at bay at first.
Good.
However, the mechanic had only his assault rifle and no heavy weapons. There was no radio or phone connection.
And there's also the fact there's no radio connection, so you're there, you know, you're on your own. And you've only got so much ammo to use, so in his head he's probably already worked out what's gonna happen. They're coming after him, and there's a lot more than him. A lot more ammunition coming down. Though unless he like hid and like pretended to be dead. Not, but then again, if he's firing from the bush, taking out as many people as he can, putting up his last stand, they know exactly where you are, and
To his comrades. Nevertheless, the family man did not give up and ceaselessly returned fire. It was only when the Islamists approached within 100 yards in an armed vehicle and fired a hail of bullets at Johnson that they were able to take him out.
fuck.
He died alone, with a gun in his hand, and after receiving a total of 18 gunshot wounds. It took 2 days to locate and recover his body. The lively soldier left behind his pregnant wife,
Oh my
a daughter,
god.
and a son. Michael Parazzini.
People don't see this. Like, it's hitting the news. It's like this back when like Afghan's really, really bad. It was he's died. Then, oh, that's another soldier. Another soldier's died again. But a lot of people don't realise the effect it has back home. Even like the actual town that we're from. Like the whole town gets hurt. The whole town gets hurt. Imagine the actual close family unit. How much they get hurt, especially knowing the story of it as well. Like he put up a last stand. He was shot 18 times. He took 2 days. So that would have been notified like on the day that you went missing. We don't know where he is. This is the potential. Hopefully he still made it, but if not, we'll let you know. After 2 days, getting the soldiers walk up to your door, you know instantly. And the families are the people who suffer most, especially having a pregnant wife. A child, his child will never have met his dad. That's what breaks me.
And Brent Bartles were the leaders during the Tongo Tongo ambush. In addition to their American comrades, they also coordinated the African soldiers. Even before the ambush, they had expressed their concerns about the operation because they had no heavy weapons or air support. Moreover, they had been in the field for a long time and desperately needed to rest as well as replenish their supplies. Nevertheless, higher leadership urged them to continue the search for the IS leader.
And also, if you're in the same place for so long, you know that IS are around you. IS will know. They'll know you're there. They have contacts everywhere in all these villages. So if they're like, oh, the soldiers have been here for 2-3 weeks, they haven't moved, they've been doing little training exercises around the area. IS just a lot. Okay. Everyone, get together, get as much rounds as you can, heavy, bikes, vehicles, everything. I'm going to go there. We know they've been using ammo while they're there, using food, constantly training. It almost gives them an easy target because they didn't move around.
After the Green Berets and their allies came under fire and had to escape twice to avoid being trapped by the enemy, they were still pursued by a large number of heavily armed Islamists. Most of the African forces had fled, so they were now 7 to a vehicle, closely followed by several enemy trucks.
Oh my
During
god.
the chase, 5 of the mounted soldiers suffered gunshot wounds. 1 African soldier was killed, and the driver got an elbow wound, but ignored his pain and
Just keep
continued driving.
Okay, if you get shot in the elbow and you're in the same situation, you don't worry, you are just going to continue driving. That's the adrenaline, like, part of it. You know, if you stop because you've been shot, even though because you're the driver, you know everyone in the back is going to die. You're going to die. and you're probably going to get put up on YouTube. And that's horrendous thing. So he's like, I'm gunning it as fast as I can to any support, radio, and anyone you can. We need air support. We need people coming now.
The Special Forces team leader was hit so hard that he fell off the truck bed, and the team had to turn back to retrieve him.
Fuck.
After continuing to evade, they encountered the 4 Green Berets, who had earlier volunteered to separate from the group to search for the comrades left behind. Still, the enemy forces not only outnumbered them, but also had motorcycles, armed vehicles, and mortars, with which they now attacked the American team leaders and their remaining comrades. The Special Forces were surrounded from almost all sides and sent out a final radio message saying that they would soon be overrun. They then destroyed the radios and other sensitive information and said goodbye to their loved ones via text message. As a last hope for rescue, Perozzini tried to request help via iMessage.
We are fucked. Good reference. That's like, we need help now, young America. We have no trucks. Need shuttles. Need help, man. Brain is bad wire. Tongo Tongo north of Madeira is a bad village.
But the messages were not delivered.
Oh.
In desperate texts, he wrote, among other things, we need help now, or we aren't going to make it.
Oh my
Tongo
god.
Tongo is a bad village. Other special forces stationed in Africa heard about their comrades' hopeless situation.
Imagine though when that text goes through to the person, and because our message will come up saying when it was sent. Obviously it gets delivered and it will say when it was sent, so it could be like hours and hours back, and you've seen that and you're like, oh my fucking god. Everyone go fucking now, everyone go. Even though the chances are they're already perished, you'll still send as much force as you can. You are bringing the bodies back of those who have lost their lives. That's what you do, it's family.
And desperately asked their leaders to be allowed to help. One group of Green Berets even boarded a helicopter without waiting for any orders to fly to the attack site, but had to turn back. Only when French commandos showed up after about an hour, along with air support, were the survivors rescued. During the Tongo Tongo ambush, 4 Green Berets were killed, as well as 4 African soldiers and a translator who had been working for the military.
Oh, fuck's sake.
For their exceptional performance and camaraderie, even in the face of certain death, all of the fallen were awarded Medals of Honor.
Yes.
Dustin Wright and LaDavid Johnson were posthumously awarded the Silver Star, while Brian Black and Jeremiah Johnson received the Bronze Star. The African soldiers also received awards.
Well done.
2 Nigerians received Bronze Stars for their actions during the ambush. The first soldier had assisted in the successful flanking maneuver on the insurgents, while the second Nigerian voluntarily exposed himself to friendly fire to alert his comrades to their mistake. The funeral of the fallen soldiers was attended by a total of several thousand people.
Wow.
A brother that
no. As soon as this story came out, it would have been massive news. Massive news across the area as well, especially in the town they were from, and all the way across. Everyone who goes there now to Tongo is now prepared, like mentally prepared for it, I guess, is the best way of putting it. But just absolute carnage.
No one else will truly understand.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Correct. And that was actually a quote that was used in the Band of Brothers. I remember that from the series. But oh my god, 4 people, 4 Green Berets died. Even had a pregnant wife, 2 kids and a pregnant wife. 3 kids. That child will never meet his dad. That's what's breaking me. You've gone to help. You've gone to help this country. You're working with the other country soldiers, and to get attacked like that and have no support, to tell your higher up as well. Like, to tell your higher up that we're not too sure about this. I think we need to move. We've got no heavy weapons. We've got nothing like that. We haven't rested in like 2 weeks. What? Like, we can't continue like this. But then that to happen where you get ambushed, so you're already tired. You already know you're out. You've out-weaponed. You've lost most of your vehicles. You know you've already lost some of your friends. It's just the thoughts must be going through the head, sort of thing. I mean, I guess for people to send like their last messages, thinking we're not getting out of this. The message comes through saying not delivered. You're like, We're not getting out of this at all. We know what's happened. They're coming. We know what's happened to the other people. They've been executed. That's gonna happen to us. Into the panic. So you start being like, okay, you start accounting for everything. How many rounds have I got? If I stay here, how many can I get? How many? You try and work out every single possible detail in your head to try and get the best out of that situation. And Green Berets are named, they will fight to the end. They'll fight till their last breath. In this case, literally they'll fight to the last breath. Jesus. That's absolutely insane. But anyway, I know it sounds weird saying I hope you enjoyed the video, but I do hope you enjoyed the reaction video and shedding some light on this this ambush. I'd never actually heard of it before. It got recommended, and I'm in a way glad they did, because it brings memories to the people who actually passed. And it's actually put me, like, it's actually upset me quite a bit. That has. I don't even know why. I think it's the fact they got executed. Like, doing the job they're trying to run, most of them are lifeless. Like, they're most likely going to die anyway. And they've came up and went, oh, okay, it's still moving a bit. Couple more rounds, bang, bang, bang. And, you know, they've executed them. That's what gets me. And knowing they've got families back at home. Absolutely madness. But anyway, it's been King Sloth. Slime me for 10 likes. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe. Become a member if you've got the £3 a month. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you later.